It was another tough loss for the Chicago Bears this past Sunday, as they completely fell apart down the stretch against the Detroit Lions. While the ending was rough, there were still some positives to take away from this game, especially with how the offensive line played. So without further ado, before the Bears kickoff against the Houston Texans, it's time to recap the play in the trenches from Week 13. Let's dig into the numbers. Note, all statistics shown are according to my own tracking based on film study. For more resources that track this information, I highly recommend Pro Football Focus and Next Gen Stats, Chicago Bears Pass Rush Week 13. Note, this data doesn't include other pass rushing statistics such as chips, stunts, etc. While the Bears' pass rush was a bit better this week, it still wasn't good enough as Matt Stafford had too many plays where he was kept clean and comfortable in the pocket. Maybe the most disappointing aspect of this was the complete lack of production from their interior rushers. The Bears actually got pretty consistent pressure from their edge rushers in this game. But that ultimately means very little if there is no push in the middle to clean up what they are unable to finish. Khalil Mack had a solid outing overall, as he led the team in pressures despite the Lions doing basically everything they could to slow him down and let one of the other Bears defensive linemen beat them. Not only was Mack double-teamed on nearly half of his rushes, but he also received an additional chip on 25% of his rushes as well. Still, Mack did manage to wreck a handful of plays when he did get his one-on-one opportunities. And his pressure on the Lions' first drive of the second half directly led to Bilal Nichols' sack that ended that drive on third down. For the second time this season, Mack also had a sack taken off the board due to a penalty. This time on what was quite frankly a ridiculously ticky-tacky illegal contact penalty called on Buster Skrine. Robert Quinn had his best game in quite a while, tying Mack for the team lead in pressures. As usual, Quinn had a ton of one-on-one matchups in this game, and this time he was able to capitalize on those to put some heat on Stafford, especially early. While he did slow down near the end, this is a positive sign for what has been an overall disappointing season from the aging veteran. Hopefully, this can be a sign for things to come and Quinn can finish the year strong. As stated earlier, however, the interior pass rush was disappointing, and that starts with an underwhelming performance from Akiem Hicks. It should be pointed out that Hicks is coming off a hamstring injury, and may still not be fully healthy yet. But a zero-pressure performance just isn't what we've come to expect from him throughout his career as a Bear. Mario Edwards and Bilal Nichols had their flashes in this one, but outside of that, no one else really made any significant impact getting after the quarterback. Barkevious Mingo had the Bears' other sack in this game on a nice hustle play, where he was able to chase Stafford down on a scramble attempt,